everybody for coming today and welcome you to Museweb
Gentle,
Online.
excuse me, Gentle.
Yes,
Luca wants permission to stream the tour.
yes, I said yes. And Luca, Nancy wants to know if you can record it. I know it's very tricky to record tours, but we can try. Okay, Luca says it will automatically be recorded, saved on YouTube. All right, thank you very much. We've got a couple of quick things before we get started on the tour that I need to make sure that you do. First off, I've set out a box down by my feet. It's a white box. It has the Virtual Ability logo on it. I want you to click on the box and it will put a folder titled Second Life Museum Landmarks. Oh, good, someone made it big. It will put a folder titled Second Life Museum Landmarks into your inventory because that's what the box is named. So Celine, it's called Second Life Museum Landmarks. The folder contains landmarks to not very many, just a few. There's so many museums in Second Life. These are some of the ones that I enjoy, and I hope you'll come back soon and start exploring all of the museums in Second Life.
How do you open it?
How do you open which?
Clicking on the box isn't doing anything.
Touch
There
it.
is a time lag, gentle time
And,
lag.
and there's so many people touching it at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Keep trying. And the second item is this. The radio is playing in the background at some of the places we're going to be visiting today. If you're going to listen to me narrate the tours rather than reading the text, you may want to turn the radio off. And here's how to do that. You want to hover your mouse over the icon at the very top right that looks like a speaker. Look at the top right of your screen. There's a little icon that looks like a speaker. Don't click it, hover over it, and you will see a drop-down menu. And then you want to untick the line for music. If you want to go to a concert or you want to listen to music at a dance, you can always go back in and re-tick it to listen to the music. But during this tour, you probably don't want to listen to the music. Ocarina, you may want to come off that horse because he's going to be in the way. If you want to click on him and detach him, he will go into your inventory. He'll still be there. You'll still have the horse, but you won't be riding over everybody. Are we all ready to set off for our first stop on the whirlwind tour of museums? Does everybody know how to teleport to a new destination? Okay. I'm going to give you a thing called a slurl. You click on the slurl. That opens a big window with a map. And all you have to do is click the word teleport at the bottom. And Amy will be here to help people who have trouble. When you get to the place that we're teleporting to, please take a step forwards or backwards so people don't land on top of your head, because we're all teleporting to the same place. So here's the slurl I'm going to give you. This is going to look like a green underlined link. Click on that link. It opens a window and click teleport. I see people going. I'm going to head over there. Step back so the other people can land. You want to stay close enough to me that you can see my name tag. Please stay close enough to see my name. Christine, Lynn, you're going to want to come a little closer. Paul, you want to come closer. We're going to wait a little bit. Treasure, it's a big group. Okay, we're waiting for a few people. This is a very large tour group. $44. Nancy, it's the top right corner, the icon that looks like a speaker. Hover over the speaker. Hover over the speaker and then click untick where it says music. Yeah, I know, that's my phone, sorry. I never get phone calls except when I'm presenting. Why? Okay, I think we're about ready. Thank you for your patience, everyone.
What's up? Are you able to come? Rocco? Then you got to click teleport. It should open up another window. You click on the link. Where is it? And it opens up this. And I think you click Well, I don't know what you did.
Okay, we ready? I do not know why my speakeasy is not working. Let me try this again. Having some technical difficulties. These things happen, right?
You got to click this once that opens. No, click this and then click teleport. Right there.
Nothing, absolutely nothing is going on with it. So, we'll do it this other way. Where we've landed is pretty much in the center of Cape Able Island. Cape Able. We're on a tiled surface that's set into the top of a hillside between the. We're going to begin in the building that's to our west, which is to the right for most of you as you landed. And we're going to walk over there. So if you would like to follow me over here a little bit. The Cape Able Art Gallery is a two-story, mainly glass structure with columns of pink and green balloons that are outlining the sides of the atrium. To your right as you walk toward the door, you may notice a poster titled Galleries of SL Kiosk, which you can click.
Everyone else here turning Japanese?
I don't know what turning Japanese is, Harry. I'm sorry. What is turning Japanese? Oh, Harry, if you would go at the top right, go to the top right, and that icon that is a little speaker, hover over that, hover over the speaker icon, and then unclick the box that says music. AJ or someone, could you communicate with Anna? If you look at the little poster that says Galleries of SL Kiosk, if you click on that, it will put 2 items into your inventory. If you click Keep on the notification, which appears on the top right of your screen, you'll get 2 items, one of which is a note card. The note card is called Art Galleries of SL. I thought that was going to be a list of galleries. It is not. It is just directions how to use the kiosk. And the other is an object called Gallery Tour HUD. A HUD is an object that your avatar wears. It will appear attached to the inside of your computer screen. You can click arrows on the HUD to get a list of museums you can visit, and all you have to do is teleport. And you're welcome to use that HUD anytime you like, but please don't do it now. We're going to actually go inside the museum. So let's go in.
Yep. Honey, she's
Great,
telling you how to
Anna.
turn it off.
Yay.
She told you how to turn it off. You go up over the speaker on the right-hand side and click the checkbox next to music. Did you see that?
As you enter the museum, you are facing a rock wall down which water streams into a shallow pool filled with cattails and purple water lilies.
She said it like 4 times.
There's a ramp up to the second floor of the gallery. It's behind the rock wall. and there are small, comfy seating areas on both floors. The featured artist's name is Marcelle Mosswood, and unfortunately, she could not be here with us today. We will meet some other artists. Marcelle's paintings are displayed on the windows and walls of the gallery, and you can see the names of the artwork by running your cursor over them. Don't click on them, run your cursor over them. Below many of the paintings is a little box that's titled Info Artwork. And if you click on that Info Artwork box, you will find that it sends you a folder with a note card that has information about the painting. These paintings are for sale. They can be purchased by contacting Marcelle in World. And I'm going to give you a few minutes to walk around the museum. I want to introduce first the curator of the museum, who's named Treasure Ballinger. Treasure is not only in charge of the museum here, she has other roles in our community. She also manages this entire residential island, and she's a member of the Virtual Ability Executive Team. And Treasure is deaf, so if you're going to ask her questions, please ask your questions in text. So I'm going to turn the floor over to Treasure for the next 5 minutes. You've got 5 minutes to wander around the museum, take a look at some of the artwork, look at how the museum is organized, and ask Treasure questions. So I'm going to shut up for 5 minutes.
Does the grand piano work?
Celine, you have to type Treasure's deaf.
Okay. Do you want me not to use voice at all?
You can use voice if someone will type. Oh, Tony, I'm not speaking. Well, I wasn't. Treasure says the gallery has been here since about 2007. Treasure says it affords our disabled group members a place to show their creativity. and voicing Treasure's answers to questions. If you have questions, please type them for Treasure. Treasure says, please enjoy the artwork. Our artists love exhibiting here. And the gallery is open to the public, Treasure says. Sidearm asked if this was where the Technical University of Dublin had the Mutual Art Show with virtual ability members, and that is true. We sometimes have special exhibits. And Marcella Mosswood is in Second Life. She is a Second Life member. Treasure says she's not an artist, just a facilitator. Marcella's not in Second Life today. Treasure says she is late deafened. She lost her hearing at age 38.
Gentle, I was suggesting that someone look into, talk to the artist about submitting some of their work for review by puzzle manufacturers. There's a lot of smaller puzzle manufacturers and larger ones, and I know they make submissions.
Okay, we can talk about that. I'd be happy to talk with you about that later.
Sure.
Okay. Great suggestion. Treasure says she'll be changing the exhibit soon. Hope you can return in a couple of months to see the new work. Christine wants to know if there's any way to be notified when the new artwork is up. You can use our Google Calendar. We have a grand opening dance and exhibit when we have a new opening, and the artist is usually present. Okay, so Electra, if you would like to start with this. I'm going to remind everybody, I know you're probably not done looking everything over, but we do have some other places to visit. You can come back to this museum anytime you'd like. The landmark is in that folder you got from the box that was by my feet before we came over here. If everybody could come down, that would be great. Would one of the virtual ability people please help Pacoma? Okay, we can now walk across the lawn to the Fenimore Art Museum. This is a Second Life branch of the Physical World Museum, which actually exists in Cooperstown, New York. And it's a museum specializing in all varieties of American artwork. So we're just going to walk right straight across the lawn. For those of us who can walk straight, I apparently cannot. If you would like to see the text, you need to be within 20 meters of me, which means you need to be able to read my name tag over my head. So please come a little closer. Yes, that's fun, isn't it, Luca? Okay, we didn't try to duplicate the exterior of the actual Fenimore Museum. This two-story building is also mostly glass windows, and the interior is laid out similar to the Cape Able Art Museum. The Physical World curator has been in Second Life for many years. He maintains this building with selections from his museum display. And in New York, he's known as Paul D'Ambrosio, but in our community, we know him as Nicolo Anthony. He's been on this island for a long time. And unfortunately, he could not get into Second Life today because he has an iPad, so he won't be with us. The downstairs display is the art of figure skating through the ages. It's the Dick Button collection. I don't know if you remember Dick Button as a very famous ice skater. On the walls, windows, and even on the freestanding room divider in the downstairs area, you will see flatworks, which include paintings, etchings, and lithographs. And you will also see photo images of a plaster cast, painted glass, and a hooked rug. Those aren't exactly flat work, but they are flat in here, I guess. If you go upstairs on the ramp, you'll find some selections from the Masterpieces of American Indian Art collection. There's a war record on a painted hide. There's a Tlingit mask, a ribbonwork wool blanket, a gambling tray, and a horse mask. Upstairs, there are also some American portraits, early American portraits of children, and there's some quilts hanging on the wall. Now I'm going to pause now for you to look around. And Treasure, yes, please do. 5 minutes to look around. Treasurer is saying that when she changes the exhibit across the way, she notifies Paul D'Ambrosio in the physical world, and he usually comes in and changes the exhibits over here too. Bead weaving, I have never seen that, but we have had some beaded artwork from the Native American exhibit when we had a whole exhibit of Native American. And Treasurer is introducing the person we're going to actually go to his gallery to meet at our next stop, Scottius Polk.
Yeah.
Do you have all the stuff that you didn't give, Glenn? Like all my little containers? What do I have?
It's all in that box to the right of the bed. What are you talking about? I didn't give him. All I took was the baggies.
Come on downstairs, everybody. We're getting ready to go to the next stop. Looks like we're ready. Yes, Scottius. Scoot on over. We're going to go now to the museum store of a physical world assemblage artist. He not only brought images of his work into Second Life, like you see in these two museums here, but he reconstructed, he built the objects here. And even better, he was able to animate them in Second Life without motors. And you're going to have to see it to believe it. His name is Scott Rolfe. He's from Texas. He's a member. You're welcome to walk around, just walk carefully. Be sure you see where you're going. Scottius is saying you can sit on the animals if you like. Right-click on the animals and then choose sit,
Yes,
and you
you
can
will.
sit on them.
I think this is the Cinderella. It's only one bite, so you can kind of keep it together. It's like 2 grams.
That's the wrong. 3 grams. So 3 grams, you should be at least $30. Actually, no, $50. Jen, listen. Jen,
Ocarina is riding the
wait a
giraffe.
second. You know how much an eighth is?
Harry, please mute your mic.
And Future of Museums is on the elephant. On the north wall, you can see images of Scott's book, which are recreated in Second Life in 3 dimensions. Walking around among us are a fantastic turtle, a tall stilt-legged giraffe, a boxy purple elephant, and a fearsome green alligator. There's a magenta and cyan pufferfish flying overhead, and there are tiny crocodile eggs walking around on 2 legs. If you're very, very brave, you can walk up the red ramp that leads into the sculpture on the west wall. And that is where Jada is. And if you walk up that ramp, you might not notice that you've entered the gaping mouth of a grotesque figure with huge teeth. There's a lot of strange things in this room. There's Ann Donahue and Lynn on the turtle. 2 people riding the turtle. Scottius says he joined Second Life in 2008. And Scottius will answer questions. I'll give you 5 minutes. And Scottius communicates in text, please. I think he can hear you, but he communicates back in text. Scottius can hear, but he will type back to you, and I will read it. Scotia says he first discovered Second Life through the cystic fibrosis sim, and he has cystic fibrosis.
What are the mechanical sound effects?
Sounded like a motor.
Yeah, there are some mechanical sound effects. And Scotia says that the sound effects are wave files added into the objects. Scotia has a friend who helps him with the programming. One of the wonderful aspects of Second Life is this kind of collaboration, Scotia says. Frank asks, how did you collect the materials for the exhibit? Scotia, that's a trick question. How did you collect the materials for the exhibit? Scotia says that's an interesting question. He's a real life artist. He says he started bringing his physical world art into Second Life and then started making work inside it. You actually build, Frank, you actually build the items in Second Life. He says all the textures he created in the physical world and then imported them. And Treasure says you put scripts in them to make them move. And that is correct. Scotia Celine asks, do artists imagine creations and then have someone help build them in Second Life sometimes? How does that work? I think this turtle's got it in for me. It's nudging me all around the place. Scotia says to Celine, yes, you can either have someone else build them or build them yourself. AJ's hiding in a corner to avoid being run over. Benny is on that alligator. Now that's pretty wild. They are pushy animals, yes. Okay, Electra, I think, unfortunately, it's time. We need to leave again. Scotius thanks us all for coming. Definitely you want to come back here and look at these things. We do have one more gallery to see. So let's make a quick final trip to a small museum, Virtual Ability made for a research client. The research was made to determine if virtual world education could help new amputees learn to use their prosthetics. And the answer is yes. The research showed that Second Life could help amputees learn to use their prosthetics. The little museum has mostly posters. You can click on most of the posters to receive text information about the object in the picture. But what I like about this museum is there are 3D models of some of the prostheses. You can walk around the model. If you walk through this gallery counterclockwise from where you land, you will be going forward in time through the history of prosthetics. So this is our last stop for today's tour. I'll go with you and answer any questions you may have about museums in Second Life once you get over there. And there is the slurl. It goes over to Health Adventures. So keep on going over there. Yes, you have, Vulcan. Could I ask a couple of virtual ability people to walk around the perimeter and gather people around here, please? Just have people gather around me. Don't go too far away, gang.
What is a corset leg prosthetic?
Okay. Cyprian, let's hope it's virtual. You have to go. You have to. There comes some people. They actually do have restrooms here. Hey, Kate, you made it. Congratulations. I want to thank everybody for coming today and enjoyed this museum. Let me know if you have any questions, and please enjoy this. Yes, they did. Some of these did weigh quite a lot, Celine, the ones that were made of metal. And a corset is a piece of clothing you wear around your abdomen.
I knew what a corset was, but then it said corset leg prosthetic, and I started thinking, was that a...
The leg part is attached to the corset. So you strap the corset around your abdomen, and from that hangs the leg, the prosthetic
My
leg.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
It sounds uncomfortable, doesn't it?
Very.
So walk counterclockwise and you'll go through the history of prostheses as you walk counterclockwise around the museum.
Tenemos cariño.
Corsets by their very nature were very, very uncomfortable. I think, if I remember, I read somewhere that women sometimes wound up with cracked ribs
Mm-hmm.
because they were so tight.
Mm-hmm. Or they fainted because they couldn't get enough breath.
It's terrible. Sure glad that went out of style.
I think you're right, AJ. And if anybody wants to talk to the builder of this museum, I think I see her here. I think I saw Emmy Capolini here to direct questions to Emmy. It's not contagious in here.
Bless you.
There's Emmy. I did see her.
Hi everyone, I'm here.
So if you have technical questions about this, please ask Emmy. I am a total fumble fingers about building things.
Is there a way to add like a note card to the prosthetics? You know, that gives a a little bit of background on. You know, maybe it's of history.
Well, if you click on each image, you get some text. So you have to be standing about within 10 feet of them, and it gives you information about it.
Oh, okay. It probably showed up in local, which is awesome. That's actually the best way to do it, I think.
Yes.
I must not have looked in local chat after I clicked on one. Okay, thanks.
You may not be close enough either. You're standing pretty far away from everything, so you'll have to be closer to each image to
Okay.
get the whisper.
Okay, I'll walk up to one and see.
Emmy, I have a question.
Sure.
If a Museweb participant here wanted to also put art here in Second Life, what are kind of the basic tools that they would need? I mean, I know they can use stuff here in Second Life. What do you tend to use on the outside to bring in?
Well, to bring your art in, if it's just like a picture or something, then they just need to upload a JPEG or a PNG to bring it in world. If it's a sculpture, they could bring it in as a mesh, but then you would have to talk to somebody that knows how to make mesh to do that, because I am not a 3D sculptor at all. Scottius might be have some more information. I don't know. Do you do mesh, Scottius? but once I upload the JPEG, then I can create a prim that you can mount the image on. And that's what you see here. And the 3D prosthetics that you see here were done by a professional mesh creator for us. But there are plenty of places in Second Life that you can go to res your art. You go to, they call them here a sandbox. So even if you don't own land, you can do that. Or if you find an art gallery, they will usually help you mount your artwork and frame it, or put it up in a way that make you happy.
I have a quick question. Do all museums have that text, objects for text, or is that something unique to VAI?
I have no idea. That's just something that I did.
Celine, that is something that we promote to museums, just like we promote to dance floors to have some dances that can be done by people in wheelchairs. We ask them to do that, but because Second Life is created by all the individuals in here, and not every individual understands the needs of people who have accessibility needs, you won't find that everywhere. Virtual Ability tries to model best practices for accessibility.
Right. Okay. I just wondered, I just think it's incredible because, as a blind person, it's not like I can see them in real life and, get that.
Right.
I think that's another advantage of Second Life for the blind community.
That's true. You can actually interact with the objects here.
Gentle,
Right. They're not behind glass. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to ask a further question building on Celine. Gentle, I'm going to read those links you sent, but I'm trying to figure out how building guidelines for accessibility inside Second Life, for example, and in the real world, for example, I bet they overlap, like objects talk out loud to people that are blind and other objects somehow project text to people that cannot hear. I have a couple I know who have their phone flashes brilliantly when it rings, and that's how they know somebody's calling, for example. So the parallels between the two worlds.
Well, in Second Life, you use, if I may, in Second Life you use a computer. So blind people that come in Second Life use something called a screen reader. And what that is text to speech. So in Second Life, it's actually a lot easier because add text, like Amy did, to show up in chat or and there, so there's no need to actually have an you just input the text and the screen reader does the rest, because the screen reader is vital for a blind person to use Second Life anyway.
¿Estás? ¿Cómo se?
Ahora están aquí en un tour virtual.
Okay, I have to get out from this Second Life. Exit Second.
Are there any last questions? If not, I'm going to say that you can return to the Museweb Auditorium by using that swirl if you want to go back there. It was very nice to meet everybody. I hope I'm going to be seeing more of you soon in Second Life.
Nancy, do you want to, Gentle, do you want to advertise the plenary again?
You're certainly welcome to.
Oh, don't forget, y'all, at the end of the conference, the plenary session is being featuring Draxter, who has been streaming today's tours, and Gentle, who's been leading the tours, and is being chaired by I don't have her name in front of me, but Nancy is kind of hosting that. Don't forget to come to that plenary. It'll be awesome.
And special thanks to everyone who was helping everybody else on this tour today. This is a very, very large tour group, and you did very well.